Oh no, mistakes were made.
Ah!
Welcome back, everybody.
Ah!
Welcome back, whether you like it or not.
Yes. This is part 3 of my first RPG session as the Game Master. Yes. So if you like to watch people struggle for breath, now's a good time.
You don't even need Corona for that.
Aha. Relevant humor.
It'll help.
I only made that joke because I'm a lot of glasses of whiskey in for the night.
Yes. Well, okay, so you are in the observation room of the Alchemicor HQ, and you've decided that business has largely been concluded.
Business is
Yep.
All right, gentlemen. Well, since that takes care of everything, how about retiring with me to my office for something to drink?
Yes.
Sure.
Is it gonna be Zing?
It will not be Zing.
Damn.
In fact,
Ew, I don't want to be in a room with you after you drink. a whole bunch of
We'd go on a
skunk.
crazy bloody murder rampage in there if it was Zing.
it will not be any Alchemicor product, I assure you.
Hell yeah!
Oh.
Let's do this.
He exits the observation room and heads to his right, where there are a couple of doors leading to a couple of scientists' offices with their little plaques and everything looking so official, and also to a set of stairs next to it. And he heads his way upstairs into the 3rd floor of Alchemicor headquarters.
We're gonna get introduced to chemichloroform. Probably.
Oh yeah.
Like to see him
Chema
try.
ass beatings. He goes up and he ascends the stairs and he motions to a room off to the left. And there is only one room off in the corner, and it's protected by a sign that says, "Warning, do not enter for your own safety." He points to it and says, that's where we keep most of the prototypes for the things that we're working on.
Quick question.
Yes.
This is Chuck to Jake here, not
yes.
character to character. Quick surveillance of this room. Is there guards? Are there guards?
No. There are no guards on this floor.
Does the door, do I see any kind of locking mechanism on this door?
You see what looks to be a very simple lock.
It almost feels like this door is meant to be entered.
It does. It's begging. I want to...
Also, the doors to the right side of this floor are interesting. There's a very large one saying, "Caution, important work, do not enter." And it looks suspicious and dangerous.
Does it also appear not well locked?
It is not well locked.
This smells like a trap.
Do they have any sigils on the doors?
No. Well, there is one door at the far end of the floor, past the 2 other doors, that does have a sigil on it.
Definitely a trap. Definitely a trap. If these were legit rooms, why wouldn't they have those sigils?
Why wouldn't they?
Or guards.
Or guards.
Or more sophisticated locks.
Yes.
But let's not let logic stop us from making good decisions. I want to try and slow my pace down so I get left behind by the group. So I can go, not the "this is going to kill you" group or door, but the other door, like the active experiment door or whatever it was.
The active experiment door?
Yeah.
All right.
I wanna slink up to that door and try and force the lock real quick.
You try to force the lock, only to realize that all the tumblers to the lock seem very loose. It's not locked at all.
Oh, I open the door and I peek inside.
A bunch of people in white coats stop whatever they're doing and turn and look at you.
Hey, I got lost. I was looking for the bathroom.
They probably heard that 100 times.
They all look at each other. They all look at you and they say, "Get out of here."
I'll do it. What about the other door?
The samples and prototypes door.
Yeah.
That if you
Is
would
it
like to
locked?
check that as well.
Yeah, I would like to go for
That one is actually locked.
All right, I want to try and pick that lock.
Okay.
I do
roll.
have. Go ahead.
Oh, roll me a hard. Oh God, what?
Skullduggery.
Skullduggery.
Yeah, skullduggery. Yes. I should probably have the window with the dice open.
I super fucking failed. Can I flip a fortune point?
Yes, you may.
Our first of the night.
Yes.
Oh no, our first mistake.
Pass for me is a 44, and I got a 45.
Oh,
I
that's
failed.
a crap. No.
No, my rating was a.
Oh, never mind. I
yeah.
misunderstood.
Yeah.
I thought you said
I
what you
missed
got
it by
first.
1.
Yeah. So you try to finagle it, but you notice the people are moving on, and it kind of distracts you a little bit, and then you catch your pick on something, and you're like, dang it.
All right, I'll move to catch up with the group again.
Yeah. So as you catch up with the group, he places his hand on the sigil, and you see a faint trace of his hand being made on the sigil, and then you hear a locking mechanism undo, and he opens the door into a very plush-looking office. Nice, large wooden desk, a big painting of himself, and a blonde-haired, green-eyed woman. And sitting, and also on the side of the room, you see a very nice liquor cabinet. And on the other side of the room, a small a bookshelf. I was going to say a small library, but no, a bookshelf.
Did you say there was seating?
There is one chair behind the large desk, and in that chair is a blonde-haired, green-eyed woman.
So there's no chairs for us. That's what I
No.
was asking.
Or for
No.
him.
There is one chair for him behind the desk, but somebody is sitting in it.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to do then. I'll wait for his actions and then react off of that.
Yes. This blonde-haired, green-eyed woman looks up at Edward, and then looks at all of you and sort of gestures to them like, what's going on here? He says, Rebecca, these are the people from Hollandale that I was supposed to be meeting with sometime this week. They arrived earlier today, and I believe we have just finished our business, so we're going to have a glass of something to celebrate. And Rebecca behind the desk says, oh, okay. Should I stay, wait for you? And he goes, no, it'd be best if you left, honestly. She goes, okay. And she gets up and pats him on the shoulder, and if you need me, I'll be at the plow. And off she goes.
Oh no.
Ooh. I do want to look for an opportunity to nonchalantly move up to Brute or whatever Alex's character's name is. Is it Brute?
Yeah.
Derek the Brute.
Derek the Brute.
I want to move up to Derek and I want to try and whisper like, if we were ever going to kill this guy and steal all of his secrets, I think this would be it.
And you do, in fact, notice tucked away beside the liquor cabinet with a bunch of, with a nice little oil lamp set on it, is a safe.
A manila folder that says secrets on it.
Yes,
Top secret.
Secrets.
I don't know if I want to kill him yet. I kind of just want to go get the money and then take that little letter you have and go see if I can sell that too.
That's not a horrible idea. I was just saying, like, as I see opportunities, I just want to make sure I'm not the only one who noticed them.
Yeah, I just don't know if I can sell this stuff without him.
You might not be.
Okay. I will say that I slipped back there and peeked in the experiment door, and it was full of scientist people.
Doing
The other
science.
door was legit locked. So like, we kill this dude, bust open a safe, steal all the money, and on the way out, kill all the scientists, steal all the experiments. And by kill all the scientists, I mean like you'll kill all the scientists.
But mostly you. We will kill the scientists.
And then we slip over to the prototype room. I force the lock and we steal all that shit too. And then we make a lot of money.
See, I like your moxie, but there's like 37 steps that you haven't really thought out. And then there's other like 67 that you haven't thought about yet in that scenario that I just...
For that reason, I'm out.
I
I can't argue with that because according to me, it's like a 6-step process.
The Dungeons and
The rest of
Dragons.
the dragons
den.
Right. Yeah, I don't know
Okay.
that I'm sold on it. I'm here to just make fast cash.
Oh,
Okay.
one other thing in this office room that I neglected to mention. Beside the liquor cabinet is the safe. Beside the bookshelf is a very large ant farm.
So it seems like he's a fan of ants.
Yeah, he just likes ants.
No, that's
Do
a
any of these-
security system.
Can I look at these ants real closely?
Oh, sure. Feel free to scrutinize them even if you like.
Perhaps I
I want to
shall.
scrutinize them too.
I don't need to scrutinize to know that's the bodyguard in the room.
I know. I'm looking to see probably if there's like a sigil or something I can find on
I don't
here.
know who Cowboy is, but I agree with him.
Yeah.
Steiner math isn't coming.
There we go. It's a pass.
They seem to be fire ants.
Oh,
Do they seem to have taken some Zing Cola?
Do they
Or
seem
not
to be
Zing.
normal sized?
They appear to be ants of usual size.
is there anything that would like jettison them into the room and shatter this glass container?
Do they seem to be on any sort of mechanism, or are they just like sitting
Yeah.
in a case on a table?
It appears to be an ordinary ant farm with no strange mechanical contraptions designed to, say, shatter the glass and cover the place in fire ants.
I'll just comment that he's got such fascination with exotic ants.
That I do. Many can come together to overcome the strength of one. Ants are noble creatures.
Listen, I didn't need to tell you all that I was fairly certain this dude was nuts.
He does own a factory designed to get horny old men into a brothel.
Right. This guy is more nuts than Tyler's Garrett holder, or whatever. How the fuck do you pronounce it?
Oh, nutsack holder.
And that's a lot of nuts.
Wait a
That's
It
minute.
is
a
a
lot of
lot of
nuts.
nuts.
That's a lot of nuts.
That's a lot of nuts.
He
Anyways.
just left.
Do you own the spread open and
Brothel?
yeah, there we go. That's what I'm looking for.
No, Rebecca owns it, and he points out the door.
Ah, so you
Oh,
guys
the
are
chick that was in here.
Oh, that's why she was going there.
Sure.
Yes.
Wait. So you're making a product.
You can't run a
that-
coffee shop without knowing how to make coffee.
Does she work for you
could
here?
Try.
Define work for me.
She's an
Maybe-
employee of yours?
Maybe he needs
she
to define
polish
work
Do
for
you
him.
have to
Decoction.
send us W-2 at the
Okay.
end of the year?
Let's go back on that. Yeah, that's define your work relationship here in this business.
Rebecca
your-
does not work for my business. She has made friends throughout an adventurous life, just as I have, which explains how I came to own this business. And she helps me run my business a bit more effectively to finance products such as Zing.
So just out of curiosity, came to own this business suggests you're not the original owner?
I am not the original owner. This place was founded by...
Some old
Well,
wizard.
I take it that none of you are spellcasters yourselves.
No.
Just
No.
with the ladies.
Ah.
Well, then I'll feel free to speak freely. This place was not founded by filthy wizards and mages. They don't know how to handle money. I learned how to handle money.
Makes sense.
Fair enough.
They ran this place into the ground. I came in, I offered to buy it for a cut of any profits that are made, and over the past 10 years or so, I've ensured that I am the only one earning money here.
Interesting.
I mean, I
Yes.
can't knock that shit. Who doesn't like money?
I'll tell you who.
Wizards.
Communists.
Communists.
And then wizards.
Communist
Wizards don't
lizards.
like money either.
Communist Wizards.
Yep.
Okay, there.
Oh
Carla.
shit.
The
And
worst.
he
All
does
right, then.
actually he does actually say communist with a bit of mockery and disdain.
Perfect.
Yes.
As one does.
Wait, does he call them communists or commies?
No, he calls them communists.
All right. Well then.
He approaches his liquor cabinet and he waves his finger across the different bottles, and then he settles upon a very large decanter with a round bottom and a narrow silver top. And he's like, well, I would say this is a very special occasion. And he takes the bottle down. And who was it that are from New Tempest? De Baxter and Schmitty?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Schmitty, you are from Treasure Island, are you not?
I believe so.
So is Blackbeard.
Yeah. Well, you would recognize this bottle instantly as a bottle of Pumpkin King brandy,
Oh shit.
Ah!
which is known for its uncommon fineness throughout the entire continent.
And I was hoping it was
Sounds
Sailor
spot
Jerry's
on.
spiced rum.
No, nothing can beat the Pumpkin King brandy.
No, in fact, it's the entire nation of New Tempest makes its economic way through the world by selling Pumpkin King brandy.
Oh,
Because
that's
they have to age it over the
fitting.
course of 2 lifetimes for it to be.
No, actually.
I mean, when 2 lifetimes are like a week and a half, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
My
You know.
God.
You have to age it for the space of 2 ants' lifetimes.
Ah,
Yeah.
I don't
So
know
he-
how long that is.
So he digs his thumb into the silver wax seal at the top of this bottle, which has the pattern of a crown carved into it. And he opens up the decanter, grabs a few glasses from the bottom of his liquor cabinet, and starts pouring out these glasses of brandy and handing them off one by one.
I'm straight.
Yes.
I drink. Wait,
Nice.
unless he's going to give a
Nice.
toast, then I'll wait.
He sees you going to drink it, then he just kind of chuckles, and then he pours a second one, and then hands that to you as well.
Oh, okay.
Then he holds up the bottle and says, "To a better and brighter future for the nation of Hollandale."
Oh, I'll fucking drink to that.
Oh yes.
I'll
So
down
why-
them both.
Why Hollandale?
Because that's where we're from. You silly
know,
servant.
I
Don't
know,
blow our
but-
cover.
But what made you choose our great nation of Hollandale?
Oh, that's what you're going for. Okay,
Mhm.
okay.
Well, because you're the only nation with, I suppose you could call it a proper royalty. Many people have an aristocracy, but few nations can boast being descended from a god.
Ah, right. We do boast that.
Yes.
That's why I'm so pretty.
The minute Chuck's character's finished with his glass, I pour mine into his.
Ah! Yeah!
Nice.
I got a friend. And I drink that.
I'll wait for him to say his words, assuming he's gonna say some words.
No, he's drinking along with you. Would
Okay.
you care for some tobacco, pipe, cigar, snuff?
I'll do
Yes.
whatever he does, as long as he does the same thing.
He does the same thing.
Is
Then
I don't
yes.
He
I
grinds
don't,
up a goblin finger. Ah, you want some?
Yes.
when in some
Ah.
strange man's office, always take the option that puts the chemical in your nose. So I'll take a little snuff hit.
I'm sorry, are we doing Coke?
No, this is ye old Coke.
Yes, ye old code.
Yeah, not
Now I
regular
have to
Coke.
look up the rules for something here real quick.
Also, everyone should take corruption for drinking, right?
Yes, absolutely. We're going towards intoxication land.
That's good.
Oh yeah. Good luck on those rules. I look them up every time and forget
It's
them
resolve,
immediately
isn't it?
afterwards.
Yes, but I need to figure out which resolve.
It's like an hour per drinking test.
Yes.
Is it physical or mental? Is that the peril
That's-
you take from
I
it?
think it's mental peril for drinking.
I don't know.
I don't think you take any peril for drinking.
I thought that's how you get.
If you get
Uh,
intoxicated, though.
If you get intoxicated, you take peril. I thought.
260. Yeah.
Or do you just auto move down tracks?
I thought you take peril.
Who knows? Jake's looking the rule up, so he'll know.
He's
Yes.
the boss. Oh, okay. Thank you, Too Old to Twitch.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you would suffer physical peril. 3d10 physical peril. If you fail your, in this case, challenging toughness test.
You got it.
I chew
Guess
my tobacco
what?
With my nose.
I'm a noble savage, so I'm immune to physical peril. So, drink up, me.
You said
Hmm.
challenging?
Yes.
Ooh, I
Because this-
passed.
Ooh.
I'll roll it anyways, just for funsies. Oh well, I didn't add
I
the
super
Or
didn't pass.
if you like, you can just choose to become intoxicated.
well, I can't, but I passed.
All right. Those of you who fail, you add 3 damage threshold to your threshold modifiers. You take 3d10 plus 3 physical peril and 1 corruption. Actually, I'll roll the 3d10 plus 3. Roll.
You guys are about to get fucked up.
3d10
Fuck.
Boom.
plus 3.
Plus, if you hit incapacitated, you're unconscious.
I'm up
Yes.
to
Gonna
a
rob
one skill rank
you.
already.
I succeeded.
Hooray.
Well, I'm the only one that failed. Sweet.
Good job, you.
After
Good
about
job.
an hour of drinking some Pumpkin King brandy and some Orville's Reserve whiskey, he suggests that you all go to the trusty plow with him.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes.
Whoa.
He even-
Yes.
He even makes a joke. I think the ladies will enjoy all the benefits of spunk with none of the drawbacks with you fine young gentlemen.
Yeah, that's a semen joke.
Yes.
I'm on board.
Let's go see if I got any left.
Oh god.
You once again, you do. It's just all powdered by this point.
He does look to Schmitty and say, if you do want some spunk, I can probably get some out of the
Ah,
way out of here.
whoa. Stop it.
Give him some spunk. Give him your spunk.
Come behind the shed for this.
Give me a piece of your spunk, spunk,
Give me some
spunk.
spunk.
Give him your finest spunk.
I did admire that man's zeal.
Barrel aged spunk.
Dustin, that's Chemicor sheepskins.
Mm.
Better than half of an orange rind?
I don't
What?
want to drink. I don't trust.
Oh,
it.
no.
I don't want to get intoxicated.
I'll drink his drink.
I
Yeah,
haven't
I'll
drinking
gladly
at all.
dump it in his glass.
Yeah! Getting the minor drunk.
Whoa.
Oh god, I
Whoa.
keep forgetting you're 16.
He's gotta keep up with actual real life Chuck.
Yeah, he's never gonna. My character would die before he could keep up with real life me.
This
You know
is this is medieval era though. The drinking age is like 13.
Yeah.
Listen,
Is there
I
a
just-
Drinking
stage
age
in
is you
middle?
can get your hands on it.
I'll tell you
Yeah.
what, everybody who's been giving Chuck drinks takes 1 corruption for each drink given.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh yeah, after
Alright.
that first one, I'm feeling pretty woozy, and I'm gonna throw the rest of mine over to Chuck too.
there was a story I was about to tell. Oh, I remember my story. Story not related to this game whatsoever, but the internet needs to know it.
no.
So just so the internet knows, my parents are on the verge of retirement, like weeks away. So when we got our current house, we turned the basement into an apartment for them. That way they would have somewhere to stay in their retirement. Bad news is my mother just found my whiskey stash in the kitchen.
Oh, no.
So to protect it, so far today, I have had a bare minimum of a half bottle of Four Roses bourbon and then a little bit of Gentleman Jack. So if this was Zweihander, I'd be at least 6 or 7 corruption deep by this point, just in whiskey.
Just to protect your stash
Gotta ring
internally.
it with a
Right.
flashbang.
I had to drink it so that way they couldn't, and then I have to find a new place to hide my stash. I'm like
You-
a squirrel just with alcoholism.
You could hide it here, Chuck.
No, because then I couldn't drink it freely.
Or at
And
all.
then
And
you would
Dan will
drink
drink it.
I actually have not drank anybody else's liquor that's been in my house
Yet.
yet.
Yeah,
I mean,
I have.
Yeah.
I have drinking liquor that's in your house.
I know. So you have to bring some over. Maybe we can isolate on the patio later.
Self-isolate and chill.
Not
Yeah.
tonight, but
So
maybe.
isolate.
I don't know.
So Schmitty,
Yeah.
do you want any? Do you
Yes,
want
save
any
us.
of? Do you want any of Edward Daggett's spunk?
Mm,
That's a loaded question.
I'd be down.
Ew.
with some smoke.
Oh,
He
baby.
just has to go into the closet and grab some.
Oh,
Fresh squeeze.
Some
I need a minute.
All right,
I'm also-
well,
I'm up
how
there in
much
age
is
as
it?
well.
How much is it gonna cost me to get some zeal?
It's on the house because we're customers.
Ooh,
I like
Potential
the
customers.
way you think, young man. It's on the house because you're customers.
well, fantastic.
Let me just get my keys here. And he sort of passes off his tumbler to his underarm and tries to fish some keys out of his pocket.
I
Goes
gotta-
over to the storage room where all the samples and prototypes are held. And
Ooh, I'm right behind him.
I have
He
2
unlocks-
questions.
Mhm.
Do I know if anybody other than Chuck is stealthy?
That depends. Has anybody been stealthy?
Yeah.
Not yet.
I
Okay.
mean, you
I am
glanced
not.
away for half a second, and my brandy was gone. But
I'm a little stealthy.
Yeah, I would say Lucius is probably the most
Yeah.
unscrupulous in terms of how he likes to maneuver around.
So the most plastered one of us all. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
the most stealthy one is
I
also the least
Passed
capable.
that test. I'm right behind this dude.
he is
Oh,
the
yeah.
only character that's passed a stealth test so far. So
I mean, to be fair, I think he's the only character that's tried a stealth test. So
yeah, they're irrelevant.
Easy qualification.
Yeah.
So he opens these doors, and there are a lot of strange bottles with strange fluids in them. Very few of them have been marked.
No.
Ooh,
Perfect.
can I? Is he? I want to try and add. I want to try and move in behind him into
I'm
the
just,
room.
I'm just gonna look around to see who I want to test my spunk on.
Yeah,
Ah,
absolutely.
Spunker, no
It's
spunker.
us here,
Spunker, no
Chris.
spunker.
It's us
Ah,
here.
I
Don't
thought
test
we
your
went to
spunk-
the. I
No,
thought
we haven't made it there yet.
Okay.
Since you're both,
I open the door
well,
and yell, "Go
I'm not-
outside, boy."
since you've had
Leave
since
that
you've
on
had
the
a
dirt.
few glasses of brandy and you're right behind this guy, I'm gonna say it's a challenging test.
What are we
Smell
doing?
your breath.
Challenging
To
stealth?
stealth behind him, yeah.
I just want everyone to know that I have the artful dodger trait, which gives me all focuses in stealth.
nice.
I am a stealthy little asshole.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, I am. That's a fucking 10 out of 54.
I would have made that a 64 too. Secret test because, well, let's face it, Daggett is also out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I sneak in behind this fucker. And my goal in here is to slip as many bottles as I can into my pockets while his attention is elsewhere.
Yeah, he immediately turns to the left and starts dragging his finger across several bottles, like, where the fuck is it? And it takes him a bit, so you manage to grab a few corked off vials and bottles and stuff them away.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, here we go. And he pulls up a vial of like just a clear glass vial of this strange white fluid.
White
And-
milky fluid.
Ah,
Uh,
ah.
And he passes it off onto Schmitty. Here you go. I'd wait until you actually get there before you take it. It'll last you maybe.
I run straight to Smitty. That might be his actual spunk.
That's the secret.
Yeah, I'm not drinking somebody else's spunk to get spunky, am I?
You are, but it's worth it.
You're drinking the finest Alchemicor spunk there ever was. That was the from the first batch.
That was the non-answer.
That's a
Listen,
vintage.
Yeah, that did.
No, no.
That is
I may
vintage.
be old, but I know that didn't answer my
Vintage.
question.
it just means it's science semen, not
genuine.
pervert semen.
Pulpy.
Hmm.
Mm.
I'm telling you, this was made from the finest prima materia in the world. Nature's own essence put into.
Oh,
It's
so
not
it's
helping.
How many bowls did you jerk
Yes, feel
off,
better.
Mr. Haynes?
it's God semen, is what you're saying.
This is
Sounds like a good anime.
Probably is an anime.
I just want you all
yeah,
to
I
know that
wouldn't doubt it.
Sammy is cracking up in the next room and I can hear all of it.
There
Fucking
we go, Google.
Kami no
You know-
spunk.
I might have changed my mind. I think I might just roll the dice and hope I have my own spunk for at
Don't
least
do it.
one more
Just-
day.
Just take it,
I'll do
man.
it.
Just
I'm doing
take it.
All right, good.
I'm afraid, sir, that if I gave you this spunk, you might just lose your goddamn mind. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set this over here. And he sets the vial back where it belongs in a
Can I
fucking
slip that in
closet.
my pocket?
Yeah, as
Yes.
soon as he turns
As he
around,
turns
you're just
back
like
around.
yoink and whoop into your pocket.
Perfect.
I'm gonna.
I'll hand it over. Absolutely.
Oh god.
Absolutely.
What happens when I immediately consume the spunk?
Derek gags.
Roll me 2d10 plus 3, first of all.
All right.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Jesus Christ, you're drinking somebody else's seed.
You
I got my
didn't even
job.
hold your nose.
For the next 16 minutes, you gain 9% brawn.
And an erection.
Yeah.
Oh, 16 minutes. That's a good amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's enough to get you.
Right.
It's enough to get you going. So yeah, you're
I
good to go for the
I
next
stand
16
there
minutes.
and pause. I'm like, I've made a mistake.
Have you though?
Oh.
Mistakes were made by someone.
And
the
I-
gang goes to a whorehouse.
Oh, no.
As the It's Always Sunny music plays.
This week on Defenders of Cobalt, go to a whorehouse.
So yeah, after that he heads downstairs, and you see a few of the scientists are, staying behind, chit-chatting in front of the laboratory, and just, having a good time. Hey, you guys! And they all look at Daggett. Yeah, have a good one. And they all wave nervously at him, and then he heads downstairs.
I follow, right?
Yeah,
A nervous look though,
well, nervous like
just
you
because
know,
he's the
you've
boss.
seen what kind of guy this
All right.
guy is. So yeah.
All right.
So, yeah, he leads you outside, and then he stumbles drunkenly into the moonlight to head down to the trusty plow.
He gets hit by that truck.
As soon as
Is-
I'm outside, I'm running there.
As
You're
fast
avoid-
as that little cane will take you.
He's got some pep in his step.
He just drops
You
the
hear him
cane.
call
Kind
out
of a-
behind you.
It's kind of a gallop with a cane.
He calls out behind you, keep him warm for us.
Oh,
I
no.
do want to slip off from the group, and I want to give Derek a little heads up.
Okay.
Wait, who's Derek?
Alex.
me.
Oh, okay.
Hi,
Derek.
Well, you guys are entertaining him with the ladies of the night. As much as I want to partake, I was thinking of slipping off and going and handing over the envelope and all of the vials that I took and the information to our employer and getting us paid.
I think that's a good idea.
God,
You guys
Chuck
cool with
wants to take the money for himself.
Shut up, Dan.
I just need you to do one thing for me.
What you got?
I want you to open up the letter right now.
Oh, sure. I break
the
the
off-
seal and I look at the number. Jake, what's the number?
Large.
It's a very large number.
I just need to
It is
know.
a fact.
Are you
I just
trained
need
in
to be able to say
education?
Derek knows how much it would be offered for.
Yeah, basically, are you trained in education?
No.
You have not seen a number like this in your whole fucking life.
Why are there octopuses in this number?
What?
So yeah, then
One of the
I'll
fingers and toes.
while everyone else is good to go, keep this guy distracted at the brothel. I want to slip off and go turn in this information to our contact. But before I do leave the protection of the group, I do want to take a solid look around to see if those one assholes with the clubs are still following us.
The
now that we're
brawny men?
outside.
They're not
Yeah.
following you.
Okay.
There are a few assholes with clubs just patrolling the streets,
Okay.
but they're not paying any specific attention to you.
Okay. Then at this point, I'm cool to slip off from the group to go do that stuff.
All right.
I yell, looks like this is a filler episode as I run into the brothel.
Fuck.
Oh no.
Oh, God.
Oh god damn. Oh god damn. That wins quote of the night.
So
And
okay,
it almost wraps up our episode. So close.
I'll
Uh,
okay. I'm wondering. We'll wrap up, but after Chuck visits Meth House back at the Rusty Spade.
All right.
okay.
All right. So you bust into the Rusty Spade and you see that some more people have congregated there. You see some people are playing cards. Rounds of drinks are going around. Those same two nerds with the piece of paper stretched out between them with their little game pieces. They brought in a few more people to start joining in. And just sort of observing all of this from the stairs is Meth House smoking out of his pipe. And he sees you wander in and he waves you over.
Yeah.
So have you figured out any information for me?
Absolutely. We should go talk privately.
Yeah. All right. Come with me. And he gets up, climbs the stairs to head to room 4.
Okay. I want to hand over everything except for one vial of samples I found and one vial of spunk that I stole. Essentially, I want to keep 2 vials back for myself of the chemicals, and I want to hand everything else over. And then I want to explain everything. Like, he's developing a derivative of spunk called Zing, which, when given to a creature, makes them incredibly violent. It's like the rage virus from 28 Days Later.
Because I know what that is.
I've seen the sequel, yes.
Yeah. And it causes just like he put a rat against a bunch of dogs and he infected the rat with Zing, and the rat just demolished the dogs. There was no contest. And so that's what he's doing. He's creating a spunk derivative called Zing, which he's trying to sell to kingdoms to give to their warriors so they can win wars with a very minimal number of troops, because their troops would be artificially lethally inflated. Crazy.
Zing's the rage virus, Spunk's the rager virus.
Spunk's the rave virus.
Oh,
Oh god.
that's
yeah.
it. Yeah.
I was gonna
So,
say
yeah.
boner, but okay.
Okay.
That was the.
That's yeah.
So he wants to bolster Hollandale's military ranks to help them win a war and
Yeah.
make money doing it.
Yeah, he wants to sell Zing to Hollanday so that way Hollanday doesn't lose as many troops because their troops will be far more efficient because of Zing.
Well then. Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
How did you get these chemicals?
I stole them. We got them drunk, and then we had a couple the old dudes in our party. He was taking us to the Rusty Plow, or whatever the name of it is.
Yeah,
And
trusty clown, yeah.
the Trusty Plow. And so they mentioned they may need some spunk to get them going for, the business at the plow. And so when he went into the locked room, I slipped in behind him and just pocketed everything I could.
Wait, so you said he needed spunk to get business going at the plow?
He needed spunk for my two companions who were going to the plow.
Which
I
I'm
used-
testing for scientific purposes at the moment.
Right. I used that opportunity
Gathering
to slip
research.
in and steal all sorts of shit behind him.
I see.
So I got you information and we got you samples. And I'll present him the envelope with the number. And this is what he was willing to. This was his opening bid for Hollanday. For the price of.
You see him looking at this piece of paper. He trails his finger across the first number. Then he points down at the item below it, whatever it might say.
Right. I have no idea.
Yeah. Although you assume it might be that extra that you finagled out of the deal.
Yeah.
And he points at the price next to that. Which fire thrower?
Oh, yeah. He had some flamethrowers. We wanted some of those.
They're pretty cool.
They're super cool.
I'm not there
They-
to contribute, but
They are, in fact, super
Still.
cool, but there's no way in hell that he should have them.
Yeah, I saw a couple of them in action. He used them. He doped up some ants, like ant colonies.
He likes
With-
ants.
Yeah, with
We
Zing.
noticed.
And he used
I
that
guess.
Zing. I don't remember what. It was a giant spider. He used those Zing doped up ants to kill a giant spider. And then afterwards, he used the flamethrower things to kill the giant or the ants. Yeah. And we wanted some of those. We thought they were cool, so we just told him to throw some on.
He crumples the piece of paper in his hands and sits there in thought for a second and says, well, you have no problem stealing things. You are a traveling troubleshooter. Do your friends have a similar problem with ethics that you do?
No.
That's
I think you
unfortunate.
mean yes.
Yes. I don't
Okay.
know. We get the job done. We'll just say that, right?
You definitely got this job done, and you even did a little more than you were supposed to. So I'm going to assume that you are unscrupulous enough to listen carefully to what I have to say next.
Yes.
Pulls out a gun.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting.
He does not
Boom.
pull out a gun.
It's a crossbow.
I want my father dead,
Cool.
and I want it to look. You know what? I'll be here all night. Oh, but they'll know that. No, I'll be here all night. That will be my alibi.
You want him dead.
I want him dead, and I want it to look like you had nothing to do with it.
Oh, Yes.
Oh,
Yes. We
That's the
can
hard
do
part.
this. I need to talk to my friends to figure out how to get that done.
You do that.
I am definitely not. I am the
And-
stealer of the group.
And your friends, they are where?
They're keeping your father distracted. So your father is with my friends right now.
Oh, Rebecca
keeping
does
an
a
eye
good
on
enough
him.
job of that, but fine. You go talk to your friends, you cook up an idea. I'll send somebody outside of the trusty plow that I can trust to take any messages that you might give.
Okay. So anyone waiting outside of the plow, we can just presume they're
Look for a man with a red feather in his hat.
absolutely. We can do that.
Can we call him Macaroni?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Mr.
All right.
Macaroni.
I'll with that information, I'm willing to slip out and go to rejoin the party at the
Before you do slip out,
Yeah.
he calls out to you, come here for a second.
Yeah.
And he reaches into his back pocket and he pulls out a small sack. He opens it up. He pulls out 5 gold coins and he slips it into your hand. I trust you can get this done. Thank you
Absolutely,
very
I
much
can.
for your continued assistance in this matter.
Fantastic. I'll pocket the gold. I want to go downstairs and talk to the barkeep. I need to buy your most intense bottle of hard alcohol.
And he nods and says, yeah, okay, I'll do that just as soon as I want to get arrested.
I'll put a gold on the table.
And how old are you again, sir? He puts his finger on the gold coin.
21.
He slides the gold coin back and he just pulls out a bottle of Barnstorm Brewery's Orville's Reserve, the finest whiskey ever made by a man.
Got it. I'll slip the whiskey into my pouch, give him a nod, and head on out.
And as you head out, he says, I don't know who the hell you are.
I don't know where I got this.
Yes. And so with that, I think, yeah, that's good.
Has it been
For this
16
episode.
minutes yet?
It took you maybe 2 to get to the, like, as you're running along, you see Chuck running past you, and you're like, you son of a bitch. No, he's not beating me there. And then when you realize he passed the trusty plow, you're like, oh, good. And then you kept running even faster. So you got there in about 2 minutes, and you've had 14 minutes to...
You got 14
whatever.
minutes of boner to
Take
go,
care of
man.
business.
Yes.
14
All right.
minutes of spunk.
Yes.
Let's is this break time?
I would
It
say
is.
it
It
is
is.
break time.
All right. So, Jake, people watching, give us a few minutes. Jake, you want to give us any kind of sign off?
Watch out for chefs.
And with
Confirmed.
that, we'll be
All
back.
right.
Before you know it,
See you in
they'll
a bit,
sneak up
guys.
behind you.